Good morning, everyone. So, I am your trainer for this course actually. This course deals with AWS, Docker, Jenkins, and Kubernetes. These are the four tools that we are going to discuss as part of this course actually. Okay, let me before sharing my screen, I want to introduce myself. I am Shiva. So I have overall 8+ years of experience. Okay, initially I started with developer, the Java and the Spring Boot developer, and then moved to the DevOps field and working as a senior DevOps engineer, one of the company. And I hold multiple certifications, professional uh, certifications actually, CKA, the Certified Kubernetes Administrator, and Terraform Associate, as well as the AWS Developer Certificate actually. Okay, this is my short profile and my short introduction. Okay, so before going further, I want to share my screen and let me fix the agenda today, what we are going to discuss actually. Okay, so we are going to discuss, I hope my screen is also visible, right? So, what we are going to discuss today as part of this session, actually, as this is the first session, as the first session, we are going to go through the course content. We are going to go through the course content and the prerequisites needed for this course. What are the prerequisites that are required for this course? And we will also go to the important part of our course is the projects. What are the different projects that we are going to do as part of this course or as part of the sessions that we are going to conduct actually. Okay, so these are the three things we are going to do. One is prerequisites, course content, as well as the projects that we are going to do. So we are going to walk you. I'm going to walk you through these three things as part of this session, actually. Okay, because before starting off any course, you need to understand what is a course content, what you are going to learn as part of these sessions and all, right? So that's an important thing that you need to understand. So in every class, in every first class, every first class of every batch, I'll be teaching this one. Yeah. Before that, one second, let me share my open my Chrome. Here it is. Okay, now this course is 90 days course. I hope you two types of people joined in this course. One deals with only Docker and Kubernetes, and the other people who deals with AWS Jenkins, Docker, and Kubernetes, right? So that's fine actually. So anyway, we are going to start with Docker. Okay, so this course, when we take AWS Jenkins, Docker, and Kubernetes, this course will take 90 days of duration. I think more than 90 days, between 90 and 100 days, I mean to say. Okay, it takes 90 to 100 days of duration to complete all these four different tools, actually. Now, what are the prerequisites that are required for you in order to do practical sessions, which we are doing in this course, is the AWS account. Okay, you need to have one AWS account. It's a cloud account. AWS is one of the cloud provider, Amazon Web Services. Okay, so creation of the account I'm going to show you. Okay, you should have individual accounts. Everyone should have each account. Okay, so you should have individual accounts, and I am going to show you how to create an AWS account. It is as simple as creating your Facebook or Instagram accounts. That's very simple. Okay, and please do remember, while teaching this course, we will be keeping in mind the fresher as well as very experienced person, and we designed this course. That is why we will be starting this course from very scratch, and we will be completing this course at a very experienced as a very experienced person level actually. So that's what we have designed. In such manner we have designed this course. if you look into the course content, we will be going through that. You will be understanding from where we are going to start actually. Okay. So minimum laptop requirement should be 4 GB RAM. You should have that much amount of RAM within your laptop because in order to do the practicals. So that's for the prerequisites that you are that you required in order to join this course actually. Okay, so only these two things mainly: AWS account. That too also I'm going to show you how to create it, and the minimum laptop requirements is 4 GB RAM. So because in order to do your labs. Okay, that's the thing actually. Who can join this course? Okay, who can join this course? Anyone who are aspiring for this content actually. Okay, so freshers, experienced people, developers, testers, DevOps aspirants, Linux admins, DB admins, and knowledge students, or any graduates can join this course who are willing to learn these different tools. Okay, so that's the thing actually. And what are the benefits that you are going to get as part of this course? You are going to get the doubt clearing sessions, fully documented notes. For the Docker, I'm going to share you each and every document. And for the Kubernetes, I'm going to share you the YAML files which we are going to use. And for the Jenkins, I'm going to share you the process of the labs that we are going to do as a document. And for also the AWS, I'm going to share you the documents actually. So fully documented notes you are going to get, full hands-on sessions. Please do remember, in this sessions I have divided into three types. These sessions will be divided into three types. Suppose let's take a concept A. This concept first will be taught in case of theory. First I'll be teaching you as a theory. That A concept will be taught as a diagram, and that A concept will be conducted as a lab. So if you take a particular concept, this concept will be taught in three ways: theory first theory, diagrammatic manner, and the lab. Okay, so that's how you are going to get full hands-on sessions. Everything is hands-on along with the diagrammatic part as well as the theory part. So that's what important thing is. And we are going to do some 12 different projects as part of this course. Please do remember, as part of this AWS, Jenkins, Docker, and Kubernetes, if you take collectively, we are going to do 12 different projects. Actually, I have separate presentation for the project. Please do wait for that. We are going to see that. Okay, you are going to get interview questions. Okay, what are the different questions that are possibility to ask in the interviews? Okay, that are also very important thing that is required for you. And we will, and please do remember, again I'm saying, we will start this course from very basic level, and we will be completing this course at very advanced level. Okay, so that's what you'll be understanding this when we go through the course content. Okay, timings of the course. Timings of the course is daily 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, so 8 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. Okay, please do remember, timings of the course will be between 8 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. Okay, and the days will be from Monday to Friday. Okay, there are no classes on Saturdays and Sundays. Rarely I'm going to take Saturday and Sunday classes because if I taught something half in the Friday class, I'll be taking that next half in the Saturday class, because I should not stop you from having that another content, like additional content of that particular concept, right? So rarely, that's a rare scenario, but yeah, mostly the classes will be between the Monday and Friday, 5 days in a week. Okay, so that's the timings. Okay, now we will be going through the course content and the projects. Don't worry about that. We are going through that. And content information. If you have any technical questions, you can ask me in the class, or we are going to create a Telegram group. Okay, you can post your question as part of the Telegram group. Okay, whenever you are practicing the labs out of the class, you can post there. We are there to respond. And if you have any non-technical questions, you can email, like access permissions and anything that you have non-technically, you can email for this email ID, or you can call these numbers to the DURGASOFT, and they are right to help you. Okay, so this is the uh, a short introduction of the course, the timings, the prerequisites, the benefits, and who can join this course, and the contact information. Okay. Any questions, anyone, please, until here? All clear? Yes, no? Can you put something in chat so that I can? Sure.
Hi,
Thank
hi
you.
Shiva. I have a
Hi.
question. Are we allowed to ask questions during the class?
Yes, you'll be having Q&A session conducted at the
Okay,
end of the class. So you are allowed to ask.
okay.
Yeah.
So you will park some time at the end of the session?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for the question. And let's move to the course content. What we are going to discuss actually. One second. It should be refreshed. Okay. So you see that this is a course content, Docker, Jenkins, Kubernetes, and AWS. Okay, I have divided this course into four different modules. AWS, I hope these are the concepts that we are going to discuss. And let's discuss each concept one by one. Okay, in case of Docker introduction, this is the exact syllabus. Okay, syllabus. Okay, DevOps. Okay, as part of this intro part, where we are starting this course, just observe. We are going to start this course at this level. What is SDLC? Software Development Lifecycle Process. What is DevOps and where does DevOps position in SDLC process? Okay, this is where we are starting this course. And you can also observe where we are ending this course after explaining all these concepts actually. Okay, so importance of DevOps in software release process. Please do remember while explaining the syllabus, I'm mentioning one more time, please do not that it might be the new concepts for you, but these are just explanation of syllabus. It will be very clear for you in when we go through the each and every concept individually in our sessions. Actually, this is just an explanation of what we are going to do, an overview that I'm going to give uh, for you to know what we are going to learn. Okay, that's the thing only. Some parts might be technical. Please do not worry. We are going to some disconnection problem. One second. Let me share my screen. Okay. Uh, Now, can you hear me? Is my voice breaking? Yes. Okay. Is that fine? Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me go here. So let me go here and let me show you. This is the importance of Jenkins, Docker, and Kubernetes in IT industry because of the evolution of microservices. Uh, these tools are very important nowadays for the automation as well as Dockerizing and Kubernetes orchestration technology. Okay, we are going to see, no problem. Okay, we start with Docker in our course actually. So initially, as part of Docker introduction, we are going to introduce introduction to Docker and containers. What is Docker and what are containers? Installation of Docker and Docker Compose on your machines, okay, on your virtual machines. Okay, what are virtual machines? You are going to get as part of this place. Okay, so you are going to get each and every concept clearly. Explanation of YAML syntax, because this YAML syntax is used when you write Kubernetes manifest files as well as Docker Compose files. Okay, I'm going to explain what is YAML and YAML syntax and all. Okay, how to write that. Okay, how to write list, how to write map, and all the things which are present in YAML. Okay, so I'm going to explain very clearly. Do not worry about that. Explanation of technical terms used in Docker. What are the different technical terms that we have in case of Docker? We are going to discuss. Like Docker host is a technical term. What is Docker host? What is Docker client? What is Docker daemon? What is Docker registry? And what are Docker images? Before learning each and every concept, we need to understand the technical terms so that the concepts will be very clear for you in the coming sessions. Actually, okay, we are going to understand what are these technical terms before dealing with Docker concepts. Okay, so that's the thing. Docker deep dive. As part of the Docker deep dive, commands used in Docker and their explanation along with flags. Okay, so we are going to see different commands which are used to deal with Docker containers and Docker images, and the practical sessions and the debugging of the Docker containers actually. Okay, that's all the different commands that we are going to see first, and the working with Docker images and practical examples of running and applications and use cases. Please remember two things mainly when we are going through this course. One is everything will be practical, and second thing is it is just I'm going to give you the overview of the course, but not each and every concept detail in this session. But when we go through the course content in our coming sessions, it will be very clear. Each and every concept will be very clear. Actually, just do not worry. These are the you might be experiencing some technical terms, but yeah, it will be very clear uh, in the future sessions. Okay, so understanding three-tier architecture, right? Explanation of creating multi-container architecture using hyphen link flag and Docker Compose. So Docker Compose is one of the tool with which you can automate the creation of containers and all these things. Actually, we are going to see how to write that. And practical, each and everything is practical, as I've already mentioned. And yeah, the other part is custom Docker images. Okay, so understanding and creating custom Docker images. Okay, how to create custom. What are custom Docker images first? Initially, before what is that? What is custom Docker image? Why it is required? So like that we are going to do, and understanding Docker file. Okay, what is Docker file? What are the different keywords that we are going to use in the Docker file? What are the use of those? And everything will be in practical as part of this. Actually, Docker files are very important in as part of our Docker course. Okay, so now Docker volumes and Docker networking. Okay, understanding significance of Docker volumes and its types. There are two types of Docker volumes: simple Docker volumes or bind mounts. Also, other name of simple Docker volumes as bind mounts, and the Docker volume containers. Actually, okay. So this is other type of volume, and the understanding networking and its types. There are four different types of networks which deals with Docker: bridge network, host network, null network, overlay network. So these are the different types of network that we are going to see as part of this course. Okay, and everything is practical. Everything is practical. Please do not uh, worry. Actually, so advanced concept and projects actually. So what are the different advanced concepts that we are going to see as part of this code? Multi-stage Docker builds. Okay, we are going to write multi-stage Docker builds actually. So what is this multi-stage Docker builds? Is there used to increase the security in our Docker images and decrease the size of our Docker image. So we are it's a very important concept actually. So multi-stage Docker builds, understanding layers for Docker images. What are layers and how they are architected together? So we are going to see actually practical examples again and projects on Docker and Docker Compose. We are going to we will be going towards a project. Actually, we have another presentation for that, debugging or troubleshooting of issues that we face as part of this Docker. Okay, right. So all these things we are going to see as part of this advanced concepts in Docker. Okay, and projects also. Next part, this is the Docker content that we are going to see. Anyone have any questions as part of this Docker content? Any questions? If no questions, please put in the chat that there is no questions. Able to connect so that my application will be able to connect to the okay, so see, suppose let's think my application is running in the Kubernetes cluster. My application need to connect to database. Okay, my application require database password to connect to that particular database, right? So I can pass directly the password to the application, but it's a security breach. Anyone who can edit that application can be able to see the password, right? So I need to save this password in a secure place, and that place location should be given to this application so that the application will be fetching that password from that particular secure location and connecting to the database. That is this one, integrating an EKS cluster with AWS secrets managed. Please do not worry as of now. It might be technical and not understanding, because I will be explaining you very clearly with the diagrammatic parts actually, that in that scenario, uh, in that scenario, it will be very clear in your classes. Okay, and upgradation of EKS cluster. It's a upgradation process is also very important in real time or in interviews that you attend. Actually, how to upgrade the Kubernetes EKS clusters. We are going to see this process. Okay, making and the cluster high availability with cluster autoscaler. Suppose we have seen in the configuration, we have seen horizontal pod autoscaler, but we are also going to see cluster autoscaler, to scale your clusters actually. Okay, how to scale the Kubernetes cluster nodes actually, managing DNS of Kubernetes services with external DNS. Okay, see, this is all the useful scenario, but we are going to deal with actually. So, uh, yeah, we are going to integrate the Kubernetes cluster with Route 53. Route 53 is one of the service AWS service, and we will be dealing with the DNS of the service actually. We are going to see, do not worry about that actually. So upgradation of it. Sorry for that. I have already put this particular point here. I have duplicated this point. No problem for that. Okay, I think. Okay, that's all the different scenarios, useful scenarios that we are going to see as part of this actually. Okay, before moving further with the other tools and all. Okay, let me take some questions that you have put in the chat actually. Still, sir, will the recorded videos be given to us? If so, how long will they have access to the videos? Yeah, recorded sessions will be given to you, and they will be accessed for the 6 months duration actually. Okay, so that's a thing, Shiva. And the other thing is difference between KTS or EKS. See, KTS or EKS, the KTS means Kubernetes, EKS means it's a terminology that the AWS people use in order to call the Kubernetes clusters only. Both are same. Uh, both are same actually. Yeah, you're right. Both are same. Okay, that's the thing. Any questions, anyone, please, before moving further? Anyone have any questions? Yes, yes, you are right. It's sufficient. But you need to do the labs. Okay. Okay. The other part is other tools that we are going to have. The introduction to Helm charts. Okay. The introduction to Helm charts. Installing Helm and working with it. How to deal with Helm charts and uh, how to write Helm charts we are going to see. Okay, commands used to deploy applications with Helm charts and its explanation, working with Helm and its explanation in the folder structure, functions, conditions, loops in Helm, Helm templating and name templates, project on Helm chart. Okay, all these things we are going to see as part of the Helm. Helm is one of the package manager that we deal with. Kubernetes, we are going to see all these things actually. Projects, okay, projects on combination of Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, and AWS and Arco CD. Okay, we are going to see the project presentation after this. Okay, this is entirely a Kubernetes concepts that we are going to see as part of this courses. Okay, this course actually. Okay, so the next part is going to be the Jenkins CI/CD. Okay, Jenkins is an automation tool. What are the manual processes that you are going to do? We are going to automate those processes using Jenkins actually. Okay, introduction to continuous integration and continuous deployment. Okay, continuous integration means CI and continuous deployment CD, and introduction to Jenkins installation, how to install Jenkins, how to create multi-slave architecture, and in two ways. We can create multi-slave architecture in two ways: by connecting directly with the commands as well as by using SSH. We are going to see explanation of technical terms in Jenkins. What is Jenkins cache? What is Jenkins controller? What is Jenkins slave? Or okay, well, all these things we are going to see actually. Jenkins deep dive, creating freestyle project with Jenkins, creating and working with pipeline projects, creating and working with multi-branch pipeline projects, exploring various options that we have as part of the Jenkins pipelines, and post-build actions of Jenkins pipeline. Actually, we are going to see all these things as part of Jenkins deep dive. And Jenkins integration, we are going to integrate our Jenkins server with GitHub to fetch our project. We are going to integrate Jenkins server with SonarQube in order to perform the static code analysis or the vulnerability check. And we are going to integrate our Jenkins with Docker Hub. We are going to integrate our Jenkins with Trevi. We are going to integrate our Jenkins Kubernetes cluster to deploy our applications. And we are going to integrate our Jenkins with Slack channel. It's a Slack. Slack is a platform where we can send, it's like where we can send our Jenkins notification. Okay, suppose I've built a pipeline, I should get a notification in my Slack channel saying that your pipeline is built and your application is deployed, something like that. So I'm going to integrate this one to with the Slack channel. Okay, so Jenkins configuration. What is it? As part of the Jenkins configuration, we are going to configure credentials as part of the Jenkins and using them in the pipeline, configuring custom environment variables with Jenkins pipeline, configuring Jenkins pipeline with parameters, configuring upstream and downstream projects, configuring predefined environment variables with Jenkins pipeline, user and role management in Jenkins, using plugins with Jenkins, exploring Jenkins stash and working with it actually. So these are the different configuration concepts that we are going to see as part of this Jenkins actually. Okay, so Jenkins administration and troubleshooting. Okay, okay, I've already told you Jenkins Slack notifications for Jenkins pipeline. Okay, monitoring Jenkins setup with Prometheus and Grafana. Prometheus and Grafana are the monitoring tools. Prometheus will act as a data source. What is data source? See, each and every point will be very clear. I'm going to tell you. So because I might be speaking some technical terms, we will be learning all these technical terms in case of our course. Actually, do not worry about that. Just it's a overview I'm going to give it here. Okay, how to monitor Jenkins with Prometheus and Grafana. Grafana is a monitoring tool, and Prometheus will act as a data source for this Grafana. So what is data source? What is this? How to integrate? And all these things we are going to see actually. User and management, role management in Jenkins. How to backup and restore Jenkins data. If the Jenkins machine crashes, you also need to understand how to backup and restore the Jenkins data to the new machine. So that also we are going to see actually. Okay, troubleshooting issues faced and possible problems in Jenkins. What are the different troubleshooting, how to do the troubleshooting in Jenkins, and what are the different problems that you may face, how to fix them, we are going to see actually. Project on Jenkins, project on combination of Jenkins, Java, Maven, SonarQube, Docker, Trevi, Slack, and Kubernetes. We are going to integrate all these things together and create a Jenkins project. Actually, we are going to see that. Okay, so this this is a Jenkins uh, these are Jenkins part that we are going to discuss as part of this course actually. Any questions related to Jenkins concepts? Any questions, please? Anyone have any questions? Okay, how many days in a week we will be having classes? In a week, we are going to have a class between like Monday to Friday. Okay, I've already mentioned you. Please to remember. Yeah. Any questions with Jenkins concepts? Yes, no, everything is clear. Can all put some message in the chat so that I can understand? I can, yes, okay. Yes, yes, yes. Thanks for that. Okay, the next parts will be the AWS, Amazon Web Services that we are going to discuss. Introduction to cloud, introduction to cloud computing and AWS, and understanding AWS regions, availability zones, edge locations, and all these things. First, you need to understand the overview on AWS. Actually, what are different terminals that we have? Okay, we are going to see it here. And we deal. One second. Okay, share my screen. Okay, VPC endpoints, VPC flow logs, okay, elastic IPs, we are going to see as part of this AWS VPC. Okay, I'm planning some other concepts in as part of the AWS VPC like VPN, site-to-site VPN, but let's see actually the possibilities, the understanding of you people so that I can include those concepts also. Okay, so Route 53, as part of this Route 53 service, we are going to see hosted zones, public and private, and health checks in Route 53, record types, routing policies, health checks. Health checks. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we are going to see all these things as part of the Route 53 service. Okay, we are going to purchase a domain. I'm going to purchase, but yeah, in your case, you can also purchase or uh, that's your wish actually. I'm going to purchase a domain from GoDaddy, and I'm going to integrate that domain. What is domain actually? We are going to discuss. Do not worry. Uh, uh, we are going to integrate with Route 53. Okay, we will be seeing all these things actually. Okay, so EC2, Elastic Compute, Cloud. We are going to see Amazon Machine Images, public, private, and own images. Okay, and then we will be seeing working with Linux and Windows virtual machines, easy to user data, moving instance types between how to what are the instance types. We are going to see all these things actually. Accessing EC2 machines with key pairs. What happens if we lose key pairs? Okay, types of instances, EBS volumes and different types, EBS snapshots, moving EBS volumes across AZs, target group, load balancer and types, configuring load balancers to send logs to S3, launch templates and auto-scaling groups, network interface and key pairs actually. So all these things we are going to see. Okay, so that's the thing. It will be very interesting and it will be very practical manner we are going to see. I've already mentioned theory, diagrammatic, practical, and very interesting manner. I'm going to take real-time scenarios and explain all these concepts actually. Okay, S3 simple storage service working with S3 buckets, bucket versioning and encryption. Okay, server logs, server access logs and event notifications. Okay, object logging and static website hosting, bucket policies, configuring bucket lifecycle rules, configuring bucket replication rules actually. So all these things we are going to discuss. And you can see as part of the Lambda, AWS Lambda is a serverless service that we are going to have. Okay, working with Lambda functions, layers in Lambda, configuring Lambda functions with timeout and all these things. Configurations we are going to discuss in India as part of this, and configuring environment variables, Lambda function aliases and versions, introduction to handler, and configuring handler in Lambda. What is handler? We are going to discuss. And see, first initially going to the concepts, we are going to discuss what is that. Okay, and then we'll be going to the concept actually. Okay, then that's the thing. CloudWatch monitoring. Okay, CloudWatch alarms and its types. CloudWatch log groups. What is log groups? CloudWatch events and types. Okay, installing CloudWatch agent to collect custom metrics from EC2 machines. Configuring CloudWatch alarm to send notifications to SNS with state changes, when state changes actually. Okay, alarm state changes actually. So that's what we are going to do. And the CloudTrail, introduction to CloudTrail will monitoring and troubleshooting. This CloudTrail is also a very important concept that collects the API calls that are happening between the services actually. So this is also very important concept in order to debug your in real time. Okay, we are going to see that. Relational database service, it's a database service, RDS, we call it as, working with RDS service, creating snapshots and sharing the snapshots. Okay, accessing the RDS database from EC2 machine, configuring RDS database with high availability and read replicas, configuring RDS proxy, when to use this RDS proxy and all. We are going to see creating CloudWatch for RDS database discussion. On backups and maintenance windows actually. Okay, what is this backup and maintenance windows? I are going to see as part of this. Okay, the next type will be, the next service will be simple notification service, SNS, we deal with. Okay, introduction to SNS, subscriptions, access policy, data protection policy and encryption, types of subscription protocols and subscription filters, policies, actually all these things we are going to see. IAM users, groups, role user, root user, and IAM user. What's the difference? And the policies and roles, account settings, and configuring MFA, and auditing user activity as part of this IAM. We are going to see actually CloudFront. Okay, creating CloudFront distribution logs, types of CloudFront distribution origins, working with TTL, time to live. Okay, what is TTL? When it's required, we're going to see behaviors in CloudFront cache invalidations, other concepts in CloudFronts like headers and all these things. Actually, we are going to see actually introduction to Python, Porto 3 module. Okay, when to use this Porto 3 and the Python integrated with the AWS concepts. Actually, we are going to see this, and the real-time use cases, deployment pipeline to EC2. We are going to see the projects actually using S3 Lambda systems manager. Okay, this point, and configuring public endpoint to about developed application using Route 53, auto scaling groups, load balancers, and CloudFront distribution, setting up AWS services to get gold prices every day morning to mails. We use Lambda and SNS topics, deploying three-tier architecture, three-tier application to AWS cloud, ensuring auto scaling, caching, load balancing, high availability, security, logging, metrics, and disaster recovery aspects actually. And one more point, CI/CD pipeline with AWS services like AWS code build, AWS code pipeline, and AWS code deploy. We are going to see as that scenario also. Okay, just I'm going to introduce you Terraform. What is Terraform and all, when it is used and why it is used, and how was the importance of that in real time. All these things we are going to see. Summary, we are going to summarize everything that we have learned at the end of the sessions actually. Okay, so this is each and every concept that I have explained here. Okay, so as an overview, please do remember, it's just an overview. It's just an overview. These concepts might be new for you. It will be very clear when we deal with the concepts actually. Okay, any questions, anyone, please, before moving to the projects? Actually, it's an important part is the projects. Any questions, please? Or everything is clear? Put your questions in chat if you have any, or if no questions, just put it's clear. Thank you. Sin. Okay. Okay, thanks for that. And let's move further with the projects that we are going to discuss. Okay, 1 second, someone put. Yes, we are going to have lab for each concept. Yes. Because DevOps is not theory, it should be everything practical. Okay, so the tools we use in DevOps should be everything. It should be practical. Okay, then only you'll be understanding the concepts. Okay. Okay, let's move towards the projects that we are going to see. Okay, so let me go here and let me do this slideshow. Okay, this is the first project that we are going to do. See, please do remember again, what I'm going to say is, we are not going to complete all the concepts at once and doing all the projects at once. We are not going to do that. Okay, so we are going to complete Docker and we will be dealing with Docker project. We are going to complete the Kubernetes and we will be some concepts in Kubernetes dealing with the project and other concepts in Kubernetes dealing with the project, and like that. We will be having the projects in the middle of our sessions, but not all the content at once, not all the projects at once. It will not be like that. Okay, so please do remember that. Okay, this is a project number one, which deals with the automation of deploying two-tier application. Okay, let me help you with that, Shivakumar. I have explained in the initial when we started this session. Actually, I'll be doing that once this project number project's presentation is being completed. Okay, project number one is this one. Okay, we are going to automate this two-tier deployment of our application with Docker file. Okay, so Docker compose file and Docker file. Okay, so what are the different concepts that we use in doing this project? If you see, we are going to use the concepts of Docker file, Docker volumes, Docker compose, Docker networking, container communication. So all these different concepts are included in this in this project, right? Automated together. Okay, so all these things will be included in this project. Actually, please do remember this is automation of a two-tier deployment application with the Docker Compose and Docker files, actually. Okay, and we'll be using a tool called Postman as well as Mongo Compass in order to test our applications, actually. Okay, that's what we are going to do. And we are going to have some applications, student store application, there's a Spring Boot application, and the MongoDB is, we are also having that MongoDB Docker image or the application. We will be integrating together with the automation. Okay, we are going to see, before doing the projects, I'm going to draw architecture diagram one more time. Okay, it's not like this is a diagram, it's a final diagram. I'm going to draw the diagram one more time, and I'll be explaining the each and every thing, actually. Okay, the project number one, which deals with Docker. Okay, the project number two is this one. We are going to integrate the two-tier application deployment, which we are doing here. We are going to deploy in the Kubernetes. Here, we are going to use the different concepts in Kubernetes that we have is cron job, resource quota, namespaces, limits, configuring of secret, options of scalar, health checks, and we are going to store our image into the Docker Hub and deploy. Docker Hub is one of the place where we can store our images. And this also deals with dynamic volume provisioning, PVC, PV, storage classes, and the Amazon EBS also we are going to use as part of this, actually. And we are going to store the our private image into the AWS ECR. ECR is one of the AWS service where we can store our Docker images. What is Docker images also I'm going to explain, and all these things we are going to be seeing, actually. Okay, and we are going to take the backups of our data using cron jobs and jobs and store the backups on our machine, actually. Okay, so and we are going to integrate, we are going to send the request from the Postman to this particular application through the service. Okay, all these things we are going to see. This is a project number two, that is two-tier application deployment with Kubernetes resources involved, and the backups and how to integrate the different AWS services to this cluster so that we can pull the images and all the things. Actually, we are going to deal with this project number two in this course. Okay, the project number three, which deals with networking. Okay, the project number three, which deals with networking. The mainly in this the difference between the project number two and the project number three is the networking. Actually, we are going to integrate the ingress controller, the Nginx ingress controller, and the Kong ingress controller. Okay, any one of those we are going to integrate with this particular project, and we are going to have the Route 53, and we are going to purchase a domain in the GoDaddy, and we are going to integrate that GoDaddy domain with the Route 53. And whenever you request www dot whatever www.youtube.com, when you request this domain from the browser, and what happens internally, you will be understanding after doing this project, actually. Okay, so that's a that's how we deal with in this project, actually. And this project also deals with security, CRB, that means cluster role binding, a cluster role, resource quota, and all the other things we are going to deal with. Okay, so this, the difference between the project number two and the project number three is a networking, which I've already mentioned, and other part is security. I'm also including in this using RBAC. You can see that here, CRB, cluster role binding, and role, actually. Okay, so that's the thing. That's the project number three. And the project number four is we are going to integrate our Kubernetes cluster with Helm, Argo CD, and whenever there is any change in the deployment files in our GitHub repository, Argo CD will be automatically deploying the changes to the Kubernetes cluster, okay, without we manually interacting with the Kubernetes cluster actually. And we are going to also deal with Helm charts as part of this project, actually, project number 4. And we are going to integrate this Kubernetes cluster with Kubernetes dashboard and KNS tool and this Rancher. Let's see whether to integrate with Rancher or not. But yeah, let's see that about this. But these are the definite tools we are going to integrate. That is Kubernetes dashboard as well as this KNS cluster actually. KNS dashboard actually. Okay, this is a Kubernetes dashboard is a server side tool and the KNS is a client side tool. What is the difference between server side tool and the client side tool? Also, we are going to discuss. Do not worry. Okay, that's what you need to understand. Okay, the next part is the project number 5, EFK stack. How to centralize your logging. Logging means, so suppose you have deployed your applications on the Kubernetes cluster. Those applications generate some logs. Okay, those applications generate some logs. So those logs should be used by the developers in order to debug their the new version of their applications, right? So that log should be exported to somewhere so that developers will be able to view the logs from that particular place. So that place is called Elasticsearch. It's a centralized logging system that we are going to use. We are going to export our application logs from the Kubernetes cluster to the Elasticsearch, and from the Kibana, we are going to view the Elasticsearch log present in the Elasticsearch actually. Okay, we are going. This is a project number 5. We are going to do actually. Okay, the project number 6 is dealing with monitoring how to perform service discovery in the Kubernetes cluster and what are the different components that we have as part of this diagram. You see that we have push gateway, we have exporters, we have what is this retrieval TS time series database history server. This deals with two things mainly. Okay, one is Prometheus and the other one is Grafana and the other one is alert manager. Three things. This Prometheus will be acting as a data source which will be discovering the Kubernetes services and collecting the metrics. And this Grafana will be taking the metrics from the Prometheus and showing it as a graph in our Grafana dashboard. And whenever there is any issues that is there in our Kubernetes cluster, the alert manager trigger an alert to our notification channel. We can send the alerts to the pager duty, email, or whatever the Slack notification. We are going to integrate with Slack notification. Okay, so if suppose any application is down in the Kubernetes cluster, immediately you are going to get the alert in the Slack. That's saying that your application is down. Please do fix that. Okay, so that's how we deal with this. Actually, it's a monitoring and alerting of our application to this of our Kubernetes cluster. Actually, so this is a thing that we are going to do as a project number 6 and the project number. Okay, 1 second. The project number 7. Okay, it's an optional project actually. Let me deal with this project actually. Okay, this is the Jenkins project that we are going to do. It's a CI/CD pipeline. Okay, in order to deploy our application actually. Okay, then here, after building this project, using Jenkins, developer has to just push his code to the GitHub repository. Everything is automated until the deployment of our newly pushed code to the Kubernetes cluster. Everything, each and every step is automated in this pipeline. You no need of doing any manual activity. Okay, in such manner, you are going to build a Jenkins CI/CD pipeline in your sessions, in our sessions actually. Okay, so which deals with Maven, execution of test cases, SonarQube integration. Here in the place of JFrog, we are going to use AWS S3 in order to store our artifacts. What is an artifact also we are going to discuss, but yeah, it's an overview I'm going to give, but each and every concept will be discussed. Okay, creating a Docker image, scanning our Docker images, Docker Hub, in order to store our Docker images, and the cleanup activities, and triggering the deployment pipeline, and all these things we are going to see as part of this project. Actually, okay, we are going to have two types of jobs. One is upstream job and downstream job in this project. Actually, yeah, that's how we do. Okay, so that's the project number 7. And the next project is going to deal with the deployment of our application. This is a use case one of our customer uses actually. Okay, so as a person, I will be pushing to my application code to the S3 bucket. Okay, S3 is one of the service. Okay, so once I pushed my application code to the S3 bucket, our Lambda function is going to be triggered. What this Lambda function does is Lambda function utilizes the Python code that we have in here actually, and it uh, sends the notification. This files will be sent to the systems manager run command, and run command pushes these files to the AWS EC2 machine so that our application, newly application created application that is pushed to this S3 will be deployed to the EC2 machines. Once that is deployed to the EC2 machines, you are going to get the notification to your mail or the Slack that your application is deployed, and you are going to check the logs as part of this Amazon CloudWatch log groups. Okay, this is one of the scenario that we are going to see, okay, as part of this project. Okay, the next project deals with the CI/CD pipeline again with AWS services. The above project deals with the CI/CD pipeline with Jenkins. Okay, the below project deals with the CI/CD pipeline with AWS services. So here the same again, we are going to use the AWS services like code pipeline, code build, code deploy to deploy and to integrate our application together and deploy that application to the EC2 machines. Okay, so and we are going to use different some of the services like roles, IAM service, and a few things actually we are going to see as part of the project. But yeah, this is how we have the Maven build, test case execution, image, Docker image build, Tree, Docker image scan, and Docker hub push will be happening through this code build, and code pipeline triggers the code build whenever any changes that are happening in the GitHub repository. So we are going to see, do not worry, and code deploy will be deploying our newly application to the wherever you want to deploy it to machine or wherever you want to use this cluster or wherever. Okay, so that's how we deal with in project number 10. Project number 9 actually this is with the project number 9 actually. So we the other projects are also yet to come. Okay, these are the definite projects that we are going to do. Okay, and the other projects will be like three-tier application deployment to the AWS services using EC2, load balancer, auto scaling groups, and all these things. Actually, that one I need to mention here. That also is there as part of our syllabus. If you see that here, we have three-tier application deployment scenario here. Okay, deploying three-tier application. So this also as a project actually. So we are going to do all these projects as part of this course, which deals with real-time scenarios actually. So all these projects which I've included will deals with real-time scenarios, and you can also put part of resumes actually. Okay, so that's a course content, and that's a initially and then the projects that we are going to do actually. Okay, anyone have any questions, please? Some question, any question? Did you get why so silent? Okay, let me ask in this manner. Any changes required for the course content, or is that fine that you people are feeling by seeing this course content that you are getting something? The prerequisite for this course is the AWS account and 4 GB RAM laptop. Okay, that's a yeah. You're right. You're right. You will be getting the questions when we learn the specific concept. Uh, yeah. Okay. The prerequisites for this course will be the two things. One is 4 GB RAM laptop, as well as the AWS account. And also, I'm going to show you how to create an AWS account actually. Okay, so that's the thing actually. Okay. Um, Okay, do we get lab? Yeah, you will be getting the recording sessions of your lab, and you can do the replicate the same scenarios as part of your lab actually. So that's how you do. And good container projects. Okay, will Mac OS support all these projects and software we download? Yes, it supports actually because I'm also using the same thing. Okay, Vaibhav, and infrastructure. What does this mean, infrastructure? Can you put all question together, please, Vaibhav? What you are intended to ask? Can you put entire question? Okay, no, from Durgasoft side, we will not be providing any uh, AWS account to practice actually. Uh, you should be creating the AWS account and for the practice. Okay, so that's how the scenarios will be. Okay. No, 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 no. We do not require to know the MongoDB prior actually. So that's a database which deals with DBA people, but we do not require MongoDB to know prior. But few commands, few things, but that's very easy things that you'll be easily knowing. Um, what are the different concepts that are required? I'll be explaining. But yeah, you no need of requiring to get MongoDB concepts prior actually. Not like that. No, no, no. That's what I'm saying. We are not going to provide any server to practice. You have to create your own AWS account, and you need to create your own server. Okay, so that's how we do. Okay, that's the thing about. Okay. Yes, Hassan, you are right. We are going to start in that manner. Docker, KTS, Jenkins, and AWS. Okay. No, no, no. You do not require to know anything. Okay, we are going to start this course from SDLC process, you know, and by seeing the course content, you should be able to know. And what I meant to say is, you only just need to have the AWS account and the laptop. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That is session for today. And please, what are available payment methods? I think this need to be sent to you by the DurgaSoft people. Can anyone from DurgaSoft, can you people send the payment method to the in the chat, and please go ahead and do register for the course if you are interested. And that's what I can say. And let me summarize what we have did today. Okay, we initially started with my introduction and about what are the prerequisites that are required in this course. The only the AWS account as well as the 4 GB RAM laptop. And if we went through the what are the different concepts that we are going to see, and we went through the projects that we are going to do. Okay, that's how we went through, and the mode of this will be online only, not offline. Okay, Durgasoft people, please contact Durgasoft people regarding the payment actually. Okay, they should share some details. Once again, let me contact them if you people will be there in meeting for 1 minute. So that 1 second. They are going to share you some details. It's Once again, you are going to get the details. Yeah, so I can only have access through mail. It would be good if you share me also through mail. No, you are going to get that payment related thing as part of this chat very soon, today only. Just I have just contacted them. You are going to get the details. Just be there in the meeting. That's it.